let's make this practical. What does abiding really look like? Okay, we're talking about abiding, we're talking about being in the vine, but what does that look like? How do you do that? Right? And so what you do in the morning when you're just hanging out with God, to me, that's pretty clear cut. Like there's a freaking system that amplifies your odds of this actually happening on a meaningful level. But then what does it look like to go about your day abiding in the vine? And I really don't like religious. We got to come up with different names for this. Like staying connected to God, like step by step. What does that look like throughout the day? Kind of like practicing the presence of God, Brother Lawrence. And to me, I'll just throw this out there and then turn it over to Doc. For me, it's trying your very best to remain conscious of the fact. Colossians 3:1-2, set your mind on things above. And that means things in a higher dimension, where you actually are. That's actually what the verse says. Set your mind on things above, where for you died, and your life is hidden with Christ in God, not metaphorically, not poetically, not theoretically, really. Your life is hidden with Christ in God. When Christ appears, then you also will appear with him in glory. And I can almost promise you when that happens, you're going to be kind of looking down, maybe even on yourself or who you thought you were, right? And so part of it is trying to remain conscious throughout the day. It's an identity thing, but not in an abstract way, in a real way. Where are you really? Who are you really? Whose mind are you tapping into really? The mind of Christ or your old mind, right? And then just and then practically staying in touch with God, praying, something comes up, acknowledge him in all your ways, all of them, even the little ones. That's what I'm learning right now. Whenever I don't do that, I go, dang it, I just made that decision. I just picked up that client and I didn't run it past you, right? And then he has grace for that, right? Acknowledge him in all your ways and he will direct your steps. God, I'm holding you to your word. You said, you promised you would direct my steps. I'm acknowledging you with this right now. I'm doing what you said. Come through on your end. I believe you're going to do it. Commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. You trying to make plans for your life? Well, how are you doing it? On your own? Whatever you come up with? Come up with it. Okay, fine. But commit your plans to commit your work to the Lord. I do it every morning. As part of my time getting ready for that, God, I commit my work to you today. I commit my work that I'm about to do for the next 12 hours, whatever. I commit it to you, and I'm trusting you to do what you said in your word and establish my plans. You lay it out, right? That's it. Take it away.
Hey, dude, that was freaking fire. Let me just say real quick about Preston. I just want everybody, she'll never tell you this, but I am so incredibly proud of this guy and how God is using him. A year ago, 2 years ago, never in a million years would Preston have been thought that he could be where he's at right now, and just through a lot of isolation and just a lot of stuff that he was battling himself. He's not just telling you to do something. He practiced this. I mean, this is something that he actually was living out in his life, and God has radically rescued him, giving him favor again, bringing him back to a place where he can lead with influence and impact. And I have been with him on this journey step by step. I mean, we have held hands together for this journey.
That's the truth.
And I'm just over the top proud of him. And I'll guarantee you this, that he probably tried to talk himself out of doing this. I know of at least 1 or 2 times, but it's probably like 102 times.
More like that. Yep.
Yeah. But his story of redemption is an amazing, and I mean this, it's an amazing story. So I just so incredibly proud of him. And I just do this, by the way, for most of the time. I just train leaders to do this. When he asked me, hey, would you do this with me? I'm like, yep, I want to get next to you. I want to do this, be side by side with you. Because when he's leading this thing by himself, when he's doing this, and trust me, he's going to have thousands of people he's doing this with.
You hear what he just said? You hear what he just said? I just wrote about this on Facebook. He just spoke that into existence. And there's no doubt in his mind. It hasn't crossed my mind, but now it has. He just spoke that into existence. That's how we live our whole day.
Yeah, I didn't even know you wrote about it, actually, but there you go. So I'm confirming that for you.
Thank you,
but, God is going to use him in a big way, as he is all of you. The anointing rests on all of us. The issue isn't are we anointed. The issue is, are we walking in that anointing? Are we pressing into that anointing? I think